Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. I do hope you guys are having a wonderful day. My day is going perfectly okay. So while I was on lunch, well, I don't really normally take an official lunch break, but anyways, I had a patient that I was going to see at around 3 o'clock, and for some strange reason I was just so hungry. So I was passing by McDonald's, but you know, McDonald's have the best fries. Yes, it has the best tasting fries here in this state. I don't know in other places if it's the same thing, but I love the fries here at McDonald's. So anyways, I decided to go ahead and stop over by McDonald's. And plus I wanted to use the bathroom as well. And you know, as a host call nurse practitioner, you know, you definitely have to use the bathroom. So I always try to find the cleanest one. And that McDonald's that I used before was a very clean one. There was a gentleman when I was going in that is homeless. He's probably like around in the 30s, you know, late 30s. And he was like just unkempt, you know, his pants was falling off. He's holding up his pants with one hand and he was just like begging. He was asking for $1. I never had any money on me at the time. So I went away, you know, and did what I was doing, came back. While I was there sitting down and eating, I realized that he was like, you know, asking persons that were driving up to the drive-through for money, but nobody was giving him any. And I'm there eating, and then he came to the window, and then he was like, you know, asking. But he had a smile, you know, he had a genuine looking smile, and he was there like just $1. And I'm like, okay, then I feel so bad because now I'm eating. This gentleman only wants $1, you know, and I can see that he's homeless. I don't really always support, you know, persons, you know, coming up to person's car and be begging or anything like that. But you know, sometimes, you know, there is a 1 and 2 person that usually if you see them on the roadside, they're homeless, they're in need of something. Usually if you do have it, you probably just wind down your window and give them some, you know. So I always do that. As I say, it's not a practice, depending on the location, you know, depending on what's going on, then I will definitely, if I have it, I will give it. All right, so anyways, I was there eating my food, enjoying my food so well, you know, because as I tell you, the fries was so good. I was thirsty and everything that comes with hunger, you know. So I was just there biting and eating my food. And then when I looked behind, I saw the gentleman around there still, not at my car, you know, but he was like, you know, walking close to the other cars. But he was probably like, say, you know, about 6 feet away from each person's car. So he wasn't like, say, coming up close to the car. And then he was like waving at them, you know, trying to get their attention. One person went ahead and still gave him something, which was nice. So anyways, I was there and I'm like just smiling to myself and just looking at it to say that, you know, I am here eating a sandwich, fries and juice, and this gentleman outside just need $1 and I can't find $1. But then I remember that I had brought, you know, I remember I had gotten some change. I wanted about $20, you know, from the store because, you know, at church they have building up the temple. I'm tired of giving my little boy some little red cent and little silver coins that I have to build up the temple. I want him to get some paper money this time around, so I decided to get some paper and some cash so I can have it for church. So whenever he goes up to build up the temple and they're walking around, I can give him $1 and $2 little dollars, and the other kids can get $1 as well. So I remember that I have that in my bag. So I went ahead and took out some of the money that I have. So I drove around. I was about to leave out. So I saw him and then I stopped and was handing him the money. And then he was like, you know, pointing at my juice, but my juice is already, you know, I already drank some of it. Sometimes you eat your food, depending on how you eat. You have persons who eat and drink. I am one of them. It's a bad habit. But you have a lot of persons who do eat and drink at the same time, you know. And whenever the food is finished, whatever juice is remaining in the cup, that's the end. If you don't have any more juice to drink, usually you finish eat your food as well. All right, so that was it for me. I was eating my sandwich. I was no full. I just had a little bit more sip of the juice, and then I put down the cup and I was like, okay, then that's it for the rest of the time. I'm not going to necessarily drink the juice again. Plus it's orange juice and I had another visit. So by the time I would have gotten back to the car, the juice would have been like, you know, hot. So anyways, I pulled up and I gave him the money, and he was like, you know, asking me, but I couldn't really interpret what he was saying. He was speaking in English, I would think, but I couldn't understand what he was saying. Anyways, he was like pointing at the juice, and I'm like, oh, it's already, you know, already drank it already, and there's not much in there. And he's like, okay, it's okay. And he was like stretching for it. So I'm like, okay then, because initially I took it up and I'm like showing him, I'm like, I already drank some of the juice. In as much as I never really wanted to give him the juice, you know, I was just looking at it to say, is the same gentleman that is at the garbage bin kind of looking through for food? You understand? I was like, you know, what is the difference with me, you know, throwing this thing in the garbage bin and then this gentleman went going ahead and pick it up and start drinking it. You know, it's pretty clean right now. So I just went ahead and give it to him. It would have been cold and it wouldn't have spilled. You understand? So whatever is in the cup, he would have gotten all of it. Versus I throw it down and then it spill and all those things. A lot of times we might see our situations and we think that, you know, we're having a hard time, we're struggling, life rough out there, but we don't really understand that you have some other persons in society that are going through a lot more than what you are encountering, what I am encountering on a daily basis. And even though sometimes you might feel like you want to give up, you have other persons out there who are, you know, taking the time out to still fight, try to survive the next day. And this was just what was happening with this gentleman. And then it came to me, I don't know if you've ever heard about the story where there was a gentleman who, I don't know if this is the actual story, but he was probably like depressed. There was so many things going on in his life and he thought that, you know what, I'm going to eat this one last banana because it's the last banana him have. You understand? So he decided that he was going to go ahead and peel the banana, then throw away the banana skin, and then he ate his banana. And while he was about to go ahead and hang himself, he realized that somebody was passing by and that person picked up the banana skin and decided to go ahead and eat the banana. And then he realized that, but my life not that hard. My life is not that hard. Because while I am here, I was able to eat the banana. You have somebody else who is having a really bad day, a really bad situation. Whatever the situation is for that person, it is worse off than my situation. And that person was able to eat the banana and continue on the merry way. He had a change of heart and was able to make the right decision and press forward into, you know, doing something else. So he realized that his situation was not that bad at all because there are other persons out there. And so even though, yes, I might look at it and I feel bad initially and I said, oh my word, I shouldn't have given this gentleman that quarter cup of juice while I was about to leave. I shouldn't have given him. I should have just given him the money and let him go. Like, honestly, I never really feel bad about it afterwards. I never feel bad about it afterwards because I was like, well, at least I know that he genuinely, you know, wanted it. And I feel as though even if the cup is not full, he benefited from what was in the cup. And that's how I just look at it. So as we go throughout life, you know, don't look at it to say that, you know, everything has to be perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect. My situation is not bad. Look across the road and find out if there is somebody else over there and what their situation is, because sometimes you encounter struggles, and as you go along and you push throughout your struggles, the hardships that you're faced with, you know, you're able to make better decisions. Some persons, yes, they're able to make the better decisions at the end of the day. You have other persons who are still stuck in those situations. But the lesson that you need to take away from it is never give up. You understand? If it is something that you definitely want, push forward, go ahead and get it, and just continue. If you fail today, pick up yourself again the next day and try again. You understand? Be like those persons who are out there who are determined to get that $1. You know, be like those persons out there who are determined to get that last meal. Be like those persons out there who are determined to get a $5 to send their kids to school. They just need a drink. They just need a plate of food. And while we might have some in abundance and the 1 or 2 days that we don't have enough, we feel as though life is at a standstill or life is about to end for us. No, you know, just think about other persons who are living outdoors, who are homeless, who can't send their kids to school, you know, and just realize that you are blessed. All right, just realize that you're blessed. And while you are blessed, even though in the time when you are going through your struggles, you know, sometimes even though you might not see the light at the end of the tunnel, just find a way to kind of bless others, because as I say, there is always somebody out there that is going through a situation that is worse than what you consider to be a worse situation for you. All right, everybody define a bad day differently. You have persons who define a bad day as, you know, the fact that they wake up and they only get oxtail and rice and peas and chicken for dinner. And you have a person who might say that, you know, a bad day for them is, you know, taking taxi to go to school, or a bad day for them is, you know, being chauffeured. However you want to look at it, I just want us to take away the fact that, you know, regardless of how bad you feel your situation is, it's always nice to kind of look the other direction and see who is over there and what their case is. You understand? Because sometimes your situation is not as bad as you think. Okay, it's not as bad as you think. Just count your blessings, and while you're counting your blessings, pour your blessings on to somebody else so that they can be blessed as well with whatever you're contributing to them. All right, but nevertheless, that's about it. I wanted to share with you. Until then, I will see you in the next video, and remember to give the video a thumbs up, a like, and a share. Okay, and remember, in everything that you do, put God first, and each one reach one. Okay, all right, see you, bye.